trying to meet you. Hey, must be a devil between us.
I was wondering, would you mind sharing a few of like what your experiences have been?
Frankly, it's not really that remarkable. We'd be sitting on the stoop and he would come up and talk to us, you know, and
Yeah,
Mayor of Lark St, like, yeah, okay, you know, we'll see ya.
Interesting. Okay. I mean,
You know, to be truthful, I mean, I remember the guy vaguely, but not his biz.
Story based on him?
yeah, I'm trying to do like a video project
I don't
here
know.
at the
I
bar.
think that's a good idea. Like, we're trying to come here to talk about the mayor of Albany.
Well, he's
I know he's not the mayor, but I've heard of him.
We were coming out with our friends one night, and he like approached us and asked us for money, and then he started talking to us because I gave him some, and he was really, really funny. And then he like told us to have a good life and left.
I love the mayor. He's a good friend of mine, man.
I live right here, so I see him most days.
He's a good presence on the street too. Like he I don't know. He's fun to be around.
Right. He tells jokes. He's very personable. He's very kind. He cleans windows. I see him with his squeegee.
But he helped to save a homeless guy the other night. You want to hear that story? It's pretty funny. So there was a guy. They dragged some furniture out of an upstairs apartment here and put it down on the curb for recycling. And this guy just came along and fell asleep here. And so we were kind of keeping an eye. Somebody had kicked him earlier, and so we were just trying to keep people from bothering him and stuff. And the cops showed up, and they were kind of hassling him. One of them was really good. One of them was doing good crisis intervention. The other one was a dick. And the homeless guy didn't want to be around the cops, and he kind of lunged up, and he was all confused and stuff. And one of the cops was really hassling him, and I was afraid there was going to be some violence. But the mayor came by at one point, and he said, "Oh yeah, he's a regular here." And then he left, and the cops heard that. And like my friend didn't know him either, but all of a sudden they started treating him really well, and they weren't hassling him anymore.
It's my understanding he's not the first mayor of Lark Street. Sort of continuing a chain of them, I think.
Oh man, have you ever Googled him?
no.
Oh yeah, Google the mayor of Lark Street. You'll come up with a lot of stories. Some more true than others. I mean, there's some stuff. If you Google him, there's some crap on there. Some people have said things that just aren't true. I mean, they've called him like a crackhead and stuff. He's, as far as I know, clean and sober. He doesn't even. We're not always clean and sober on the stoop here.
Do you see him most days?
What?
Do you see him often?
Oh yeah, he comes by all the time, just about every evening.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be around. If he's somewhere around Lark Street now, so
Okay,
if you
cool.
walk around, you'll run into him.
Anyway, so I walk up and down Lark Street and I talk to people. I make people laugh. I make people smile. Because you're not going to walk past me with this constipated look upon your face. That really annoys me, because laughter is definitely the key to happiness. Now watch this. How you ladies doing today?
Good. How are you?
Now, my friends are doing a project for school, but I just wanted to say, did you know that Halle Berry and Demi Moore made it nearly impossible for a woman to pull off the short haircut?
Really?
Yeah.
So they didn't pull it off?
No, sister, you're doing it. You get a fist bump on that. Can I get a fist bump?
Okay.
All right, there you go. Okay. Listen, you guys have a great day. Okay. Are you a cat person?
Yes, I have cats. I have one.
Cat people rock. Okay, here we go. Have a good day. See, it was just that simple. The ability for me to, I've never met them ladies before. Now there was a time probably when if a black guy, a homeless black guy walks up to two female, older, elderly white women, they would clutch their purses. They would immediately just like spaz out. But it was all in the way that I presented it to them. Plus you got a camera, so they're not gonna actually film a mugging, you know. And that's what I do. I mean, other than that, I come out early during the days and I do windows. As you can see, got my squeegee on the back of my thing somewhere. I hope it's still there. okay? I've got spray bottles in my bag, rags, other squeegees, backup squeegees, and I got a squeegee in my bag that someone gave me because someone stole my bag a couple weeks back, and they damaged all my squeegees and everything. And somebody gave me a squeegee, but this has got, and I appreciate it because they was giving it to me out of genuine concern. However, it was the worst squeegee I've ever used in my life. And I think that the guy that created it was probably related to the same two idiots that made decaffeinated coffee and non-alcoholic beer. So that's just my theory. So they're like three useless brain farts that don't work. But I appreciated him giving it to me, so I had to go get another one. Even though this is not the ones that I had. The ones that I had was like the Maserati and Rolls Royce of the squeegee industry, so to speak. But this one is more like the Yugo, but it works. It just takes me a little longer, you know. And I do a lot of these places out here window-wise. I do these guys here at 225. Also, the person that lives up top there. I go inside and I do it from the inside. And where else? I do the cleaners, Rocco's. Hey, Rocco. Hey, I didn't know you had a cleaners on Lark Street. All right, you sly dog, you. I know. So I do the cleaners and I do the store. They own both of those, you know. I also do a couple more places down here. But I get out during the day. My day starts off. I eat breakfast at the shelter. The breakfast is good. Lunch is hit or miss. Dinner I have issues with. We're not going to talk about it right now. Here goes one of the mayor's constituents. We're going to ask him some questions.
What's going on, Mayor?
How you doing today, brother?
Good to see you.
I got a question for you.
Absolutely.
My friends here are doing a little project for their class, for the school,
Okay.
right? And it's about the mayor.
Absolutely.
And
no better subject.
need I say more? You know what I mean? And I knew this guy for a while, and you know, everybody knows the mayor, and I try to be a good person.
Absolutely.
I try to help people whenever I can. You know, and yeah. So
How did you run into the mayor? Like, what was your first experience?
Oh, I was just walking up the street one day. Mayor came up from behind me, started telling me a joke. Walked around for a little while. You know, he's a funny guy.
That's you live on Lark?
I live around the corner.
Okay, cool.
here's on one of the side streets, which I as the mayor have dubbed one of the arteries of Lark Street. Because anything on Lark Street that goes connected, I call one of the arteries. How you guys doing today? I think they should make the sidewalks bigger. What do you think? Have a good day, guys. So that's pretty much it. But my man, you know,
Good seeing you, Mayor.
absolutely drink responsibly.
Always do.
Always do. That's why I like that guy. He works in the state building down here.
Yeah.
Hard-working guy, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I just wanted you to basically see how I interact with the people of Lark Street, because the people of Lark Street are like I'm closer to the people of Lark Street than I am to my biological family, you know. And yeah. Oh, this lady died over here, right? And she's 39. She broke her neck, right? She fell and
that's
broke her
really
neck,
shitty.
and they couldn't get in. They didn't hear from her, so they called the cops, and they couldn't get in because her body was behind the door or some shit, right?
Yeah.
So she was such a sweetheart, right? What she would do was, when I met her, I was standing in front of Cafe Hollywood. She said, "All right, you're the mayor. Why didn't they call you the mayor?" She said, "I want to hear your story." I said, "You want to hear my story?" She said, "Yes." I said, "You really want to hear it?" She said, "Yes." Okay. Once upon a time, the end. She's like, "Oh, you a comedian." I said, "Yeah." So she said, "So what are you doing?" I said, "I got to get some food." She said, "You hungry?" I said, "Yeah." So she took me, I thought she was going to take me to Dunkin' Donuts. She took me into her fucking house, right? So she started making a meal in the microwave.
Nice.
Then she finally says, I said to her, now it's mine, it was about 3:30 in the morning. I said, "Excuse me, let me ask you a question. Do you normally take like strange men in your fucking house like 3:30 in the fucking morning?" I said, "For all you know, I might be a fucking serial killer." And then when she handed me the food, she said, "For all you know, I might be one." So I'm trying to get some guys to carve some shit on the tree. Big Mike, what's up, baby? All right. And I'm trying to get some guys to carve something on the tree in memory of, like a memorial. And some other guys are going to take me to Home Depot so I can buy some shit that could put a fence around the tree. And we're going to plant some flowers and shit, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Like, so the dude, I was telling him that shit after the funeral because I missed the funeral. This dude has been an asshole for like 7 years, right? So he's standing there listening. He says, "Holy shit, Mary, you really would do that? Wow." I said, "Yeah, why wouldn't I?" Then he went in his pocket and he gave me a $50 bill, right? He said, "I always thought you were an asshole." So I took the $50, I looked at it, I said, "Yeah, thank you, but I always knew you were one." So that was 15 years ago. All right, I'm 52 years of age.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know I don't look at black, don't crack, it's a gift and a curse. I spent 31 of those years incarcerated in prison on the installment plan, not for murder, rape, or anything like that, you know. And I was a very miserable, troubled child.
Okay.
I met a priest. I was a clerk for a priest and Comstock Correctional Facility, and he asked me, he said, "Hey, Jay, I hear you coming up for parole." I was like, "Yeah." He said, "So what are you gonna do when you go home?" I don't know. I've never thought about this yet. Then he said, "I know what you're gonna do." I said, "Listen, Father, I respect you, and I know you and the big guy are kind of close and shit like that. My sister, how are you?" Okay.
Have a good night.
I said, "I know you and the big guy are kind of close, and I respect that, but if I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do when I go home, how do you know?" It was a setup. "What's going on, big guy?" And then he took my rap sheet out of the drawer, which is like about that thick. And he said, "That's what you're gonna do when you go home, the same shit you've been doing." He said, "Why don't you give yourself a half a chance?" I said, "Well, Father, I've pretty much been a criminal since I was like 10, so it's like that's all I know." He said, "Why don't you try something different?" He said, "Try it. If it doesn't work for you, you can always go back to doing what you do." And that made the most sense. That was the most profound statement I've ever heard in my life. What's going on, brother? How you doing today? How you feeling?
brother?
I'm
Good.
okay.
Good.
I'm helping my friends put together a little thing for their school project, and this guy, I like this guy right here.
He's the mayor. He knows everybody. It's a great night.
Beautiful night.
Go wrong.
Absolutely.
Gotta enjoy it.
Hey, you got it, man.
See you, man.
All right, have a
Take
good one,
care.
brother. And I love shit like that. You know what I mean? People know me. That just makes me be nicer, you know? I mean idiots too. But the only time you have a problem with a New York State certified idiot is when you try to treat him like a genius. You get disappointed every time. So when they do something idiotic, instead of spazzing out, I catch myself, oh, that's right. You're an idiot, that's what you do. Can I talk you out of a cigarette?
I don't smoke.
See, he's a comedian too. All right, I'm gonna tell you the joke anyway. Listen, all right. I'm gonna tell you the joke anyway. How do you get a fat girl in the bed? Not piece of cake, close. Simple but funny.
We're going out for drinks.
Okay. Oh, you got an accent. Are you Irish or something? Italian. And I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. Have a good day, guys. I knew he was Italian. That pisses them off. Yeah, so, but you know what? It took me a long time to even get these guys to talk to me. You know, I had a guy that didn't talk to me for 7 years. But every day I saw him, if he was on that side of the street, I would cross over there and walk by him and say, "Hey, how you doing today, guy? Beautiful day, isn't it?" He wouldn't even look at me. Now, he looks at me, he nods. Hey, how you doing? Hey, that's my dog. What's going on, brother? Hey, good looking. That's the only dog I really talk to because I'm a cat person. I do not like dogs, you know. I mean, their dogs are okay, but, you know, if it's my dog, you know, it would probably be a little dog like that. I'd have like a Paris Hilton dog, you know, because it's like a cat, you know. But other than that, you know, I love the people of Lark Street. And I don't mean like that LOVE stuff, because that's kind of like too emotionally stressful for an old guy like myself. I mean like LUV, which is an acronym for loyalty, understanding, and value. I value the people of Lark Street because they seem to understand me, and I'll forever remain loyal to them, you know? So, you know, even when the cops used to harass me, the people used to stand up and be like, one time they took me and they handcuffed me and put me in a car for loitering on Lark Street, and the people were like, "Oh no, you're not locking the mayor up. For what?" They said, "Loitering on Lark Street." The lady said, like, "Dude, he is Lark Street. Like, what is wrong with you?" So they would not let the cop car move until the sergeant came, and they came and they said, "What's the problem?" And she said, "Look, why are you guys harassing the mayor? You're just upset because he does your job." Or one lady says, "The mayor," this was like many years ago. This was like maybe 17 years ago almost. No, maybe about 14 years ago. And they was like, "Well, you know, the mayor escorted me home when I was drunk. The mayor came to my house and cooked me dinner because I was too drunk to cook, and I couldn't leave them. They just moved from Washington, D.C.
I mean, how long have you been doing this? Like
17 years.
You've been on Lark Street, like around this area? 17
years, homeless by choice. My dad thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not. You know, I've got I'm college educated. I've owned my own businesses. That's plural for you guys that don't understand. And I was about to I put a down payment on the house up in Lake George, and 17 years ago. Hi, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I am fine, my friend. I like your sneakers. You guys look like twins. Hey, I like the cat thing, girl.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Meow. There you go. Look at those guys over there. Now this guy, the guy right there, he's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. He's like, what's going on? Why is it film? Say again? I think he said, is that the mayor over there? But anyway, this is what I do, man. It's like for the first 3 years, the people that ran the street pretty much tried to run me off of this street. Secondly, did you notice how I switched gears and just didn't talk about the house stuff anymore? That's because I got my heart broke, and I didn't know. Guys are guys won't admit it, but they're very emotional creatures. They just have this macho thing that we've been instilled in us as kids, that it's not okay for a guy to cry. Men don't cry, which I think is a bunch of crap. You know what I mean? Because you have to cry if you're human, and I think that if you're hurting, you have to cry, because if you don't release the valve, it's like a steam pipe, pressure busts pipes. So if you don't, when the pipe pressure builds up, you have to release some of the steam. So crying is a form of releasing the steam so that you don't like pop, which is not good for anybody, especially you know. So it took me 52 years to realize all of that, but so I was hurt very badly, and I just walked away from everything. I don't miss motorcycles. What did one lesbian frog say to the other lesbian frog when she went down on her?
I don't know.
She said, holy shit. The other frog said, what? She said, we really do taste like chicken. Wait a moment. I'm gonna tell you a joke. All right. Mayor of Lark St, take one. What did they do with Michael Jackson's body after he died?
What they did, man?
Don't get me wrong, I love Michael Jackson. I remember when he had a nose like mine, but we're not gonna talk about that now.
I don't know.
Right, they melted him down, they made Lego pieces, and now little boys will get to play with him. One last one. What did one tampon say to the other tampon? Not a fucking thing, they were both stuck up cunts. That's an awesome